Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining us. Today we have my daughter's Slash on the table again. If you remember this truck from past videos, it got RPM bumpers, a set of RPM mud flaps, Proline bug body, Proline body mounts, and also received a Traxxas low center of gravity chassis. Now today we're going to be looking at another RPM part because notice these shocks back here are getting pretty chewed up from rocks and debris flinging back and hitting them. Now granted, there won't be as much of that now with the low center of gravity chassis, but still we need to protect our shocks. So what are we going to use to protect our shocks? This product right here. These are the RPM 80405 shock guards. These are here, say they're for Traxxas and Durango 110 scale shocks. These will fit the big bore shocks, almost all the Traxxas off-road shocks. The only exception is it will not fit JATO shocks, and it will not fit T-Max and E-Max if they have RPM arms, because apparently there's a clearance issue with the guard here. So these are here retail for 12 bucks. You can get them a little bit cheaper than that if you search around online a little bit. But these are supposed to help protect the shocks. Let's take a look at them outside the package. Inside the package you will find a set of rod ends for your shocks, 4 of those. You'll also find your shock guards, your shock shaft guards. I got mine in blue. These are available in dyeable white, black, green, and blue. So choose a color that works good for you or dye it up yourself. And a set of decals, of course, from RPM. Instructions, classic RPM fashion. They are really good instructions. And a tag that says who packaged it. Apparently EG packaged these. Now what we need to do is we need to take the body off our truck here and remove one of the shocks. I'll show you how to put the guards on. I've now taken off one of the front shocks. You don't have to take the shock off to do this. I just did because it makes it easier for me to show you what I'm doing. And in the end it does make it easier to change out the pieces. So you can do these on the truck, but totally up to you how you go about it. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove our spring cup from the bottom. Pull your spring back, slide the spring cup off the end link, and then slide your spring away. Now here we're left with the shock, and we need to remove this end link. To remove this end link, we got to unscrew it from the shaft, but you need something to hold the shaft to keep it from rotating. They make special tools for this, that way it keeps from scarring the shaft. If you don't have no special tool for it, there's something else you can do. You can take a piece of paper or cloth and wrap it around the shock shaft. Here I'm using a chunk tore off of the RPM instructions. Just fold it over like so, put your pliers on it, get a good solid grip, and then just twist the end away. So, now if you have problems getting the end to come loose, you can take a Allen key, slip it in there, and then this gives you a little T-handle to twist with. Make sure you hold tight with the pliers. You don't want to slide at all. Don't worry, you won't squeeze the shock shaft in half. And there we go, then link's off. And shock shaft is unharmed. And now we need to remove the ball from the end link. The way I found it works is you use your pliers that you use to hold the shock shaft. You kind of just grab the ball on both sides. Make sure your tip of your needle nose lines up at the edge of the hole. And then just kind of give it a little twist. Like so. See it pop part of the way through. Then you can just grab it on the other side and twist it the rest of the way off. Now we need to take this and put it into one of our RPM end links. That's going to go into our shock here, so we'll just line up one of these holes. On some of these they have a bigger flange on one side than the other. Make sure you're not trying to push the big flange through the hole. Just get it lined up there. And then just squeeze it in. And there we go. This one is ready now to be cut loose and put on the shock shaft. Let's do that. Here you can see why you need to change out these two pieces. The RPM piece is a little bit beefier, has more material around it, so it will be stronger, and it gives a place for the guard to set down over. So, let's go ahead and get these on the shaft now. Whenever you go to screw these on, they'll start to probably screw kind of hard because the threads are not in them yet. You have to cut them as you go, as you screw them on the shaft. So if you feel the shaft rotating, just do like you did before. Take your piece of paper, slide it over top the shaft with your pliers, grip it in place, and then you can twist it right down. You may once again need to put an Allen key or a small screwdriver in there. If you do, that's fine, and just twist them on. This will be hard going because, like I said, the end link does not have any threads cut in it, so it will be a little hard to go. You just want to make sure you don't over tighten it. You just tighten it down until you run out of threads. Don't go no farther than that. And there we go. Next up, we just got to reassemble the shock. So we put the spring back on. And now we put our new RPM spring retainer on. Slide over the shaft like so, and then right down. And there we go. Turn it, oops, got to turn it so it faces the right direction. There we go. Our shock is now ready to reinstall in the truck. That's all there is to it. Real simple install. See how it comes up? It clears the spring, but gives good protection around the front of the spring. Should keep dirt from getting kicked up onto it and building up and scarring up your shafts, and keep little rocks and pebbles out. Now the good thing is, by keeping the dirt out of there, it also helps protect the seals. Because you get a lot of dirt on your shaft here, as it moves in and out of the shock, the dirt can get inside and tear the seal, which will result in a leaking shock. And we definitely don't want that. So let me go ahead and get this shock back on the truck. And there we have one installed. You can see it compared to the one on the opposite side on the right side of the vehicle that does not have one installed yet. Should offer great protection. To do this shock right here on the truck, even off the truck, takes no more than 5 minutes. So in less than a half hour, you can do all 4 shocks. So let's go ahead and knock the other 3 out, and then I'll bring you back and let you see what the truck looks like with all 4 installed. On this rear shock here, you can see what I was talking about earlier. See how this ball has this big flange on it? You gotta make sure you push it through this way, because this big flange will not go through the hole. And it is a little bit easier if you leave the end on the shock. I did it before just off, just to a little better view there. But anyway, so you just grab it, push it right through. And ta-da! All 4 shocks are done. Got the guards on the front and the rear. More blue added to the truck. But that's the cool thing I like about the RPM parts is they do come in colors, so you can kind of do color schemes. These should provide nice little extra protection for the shocks. This truck right here has been a great bulletproof truck that just continues to get better. My daughter bashes this truck pretty hard, so it takes what she throws at it and keeps coming back for more. Future upgrade plans, I don't know, starting to get a little bit of play here in the front wheel hubs, so I might look at getting some spindles and knuckles for it, replace the bearings maybe. So I wouldn't mind maybe in the future put some RPM arms on it, but that's a problem for another day. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Check this product out. Yeah, they don't pay me to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. This is a really good product. RPM part fit perfectly. Fits like it should, like all RPM parts do. And they'll add extra protection and strength to the truck. This front bumper has taken a lot of hits. Its RPM hardly even shows it. Well, thank you for watching. Check our links out below. You can hit us up on Facebook and Instagram. Feel free to message, email us, whatever, if you have any questions or comments. I'd love to hear from you. And until next time, happy RCing.